All right. Welcome to the Transparency Place with Kristian on the Real-ish Radio app. I am sitting today with my big brother and the owner, creator, and developer of Real-ish Radio. And I'm excited because I'm going to ask him some questions about how we got here. What up, though?
I love the intro. It was amazing.
Thank you. I try. How are you?
I'm great.
What's going on in your world?
Chilling, man. Just trying to keep building up this app and building up my network and just try to grow, man. Yeah, I got a plan, so I'm trying to execute it.
What made you start this?
Well, a lot of people don't know, back in 2007, 2008, I had a podcast. It was hosted through Blog Talk Radio. And I always wanted to do it. It was fun, something to do when my baby was young. And when she got a little bit older, the professionalism of it changed because she was making so much background noise. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it on the back burner. So I walked away from it because it wasn't, making any money. I just liked to do it. And then maybe 5 years later, I ran into some guys who had an internet radio show. And we got to talk, and I told him that I used to do podcasts, and they invited me on to their platform. So I did shows with them, which was actually dope, went good. And just business-wise, we were paying for our slots. Okay. And I just feel like that we had the best numbers. Wednesday nights between us and the show after us had the best numbers. And you selling advertisement, I'm like, even though you're not in a position to pay the talent, we shouldn't be paying to be on the network. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I just walked away from it. And then just in life doing stuff, I missed it. So I was like, you know what? I got, a recording background from when I did music. So I was like, I'm just going to start my own. I just started purchasing equipment, and I started off brought Real-ish Radio back as a show. And I was thinking like, this is 2019. I was thinking like, you know what? I want a network. I want to different shows for different people. Even if you don't like me personally or what I got to talk about, they might like your show. They might like Blaine's show. They might like Tiff's show. They might like the Sisters Talk. I got options. So something you will like, you know what I mean? So that was pretty much the broad plan of it. And now it's getting more detailed. And then later on it came, then I ended up building the app for it, and we just trying to push it.
Awesome. It's so exciting because even when you came with the idea, I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Let's do it. And we did Limitless, and Limitless was awesome.
People still ask about it too, so.
We want to do Limitless. Limitless is just...
Y'all putting limits on yourself.
Yeah, it's not so much limits on ourselves. We are limitless. Don't let him play us. We are limitless. All women are limitless. But it's hard to get me and my partner scheduled together. And then COVID and being moms, like you said, your kid, you had to slow things down. I have a younger daughter. She got 2. I got 2 too. And it's crazy because we are currently schooling from home.
Yeah, I get it.
So trying to think straight is even hard. So, okay. We got a network. We got an app.
Yes.
We got a team. This thing is growing. It's building. How many shows right now?
Right now, I think 5. I got 2. I got Let's Talk About It and Cigars with Friends. We got the Transparency Show, which is yours. We got Sisters Talking Ish, which is Tiff, Kalia, and Salita, and whatever guests that they want to have on if they have guests.
I'm crashing.
Then Live with Blaine J. That's one of my friends from college from Hampton University. Her show. So right now we're at 5.
Okay.
And it may be some more. It might be my cousin Byron Chappelle. We working on some things, so he might have a show added to the network. And we're growing. Like, I don't need 1 billion shows. You know what I mean? I only need it. I mean, I think I'm good where I'm at. But if we add more, it's gonna be some good quality shows. So it'll just bring more to what we're trying to do.
So if people are interested and want to hop on or join the team, do they just reach out to you, or are we interviewing? How does that work?
I mean, people can reach out. That's no problem. Probably via Instagram will probably be the best at Real-ish Radio. But we not just, okay, you see us doing something, yeah, I want to do it too. No, I need to see that you're serious about it, or I even need you to see that you're already started. Okay. Like how Blaine came into play, she was doing pretty much a podcast on Instagram. It was just live. She was just interviewing people live on Instagram. And I was like, dope. And I seen that her consistency every week she was on, she was promoting before and after. Even after the guest went on, she was posting, like, she make you do a quote. She'll post a quote, and then you have all your, contact information on there. So I was like, okay, she's serious. And I know she's a communication major. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So she has a master's in it. So I know that she's serious and she's going to do it. So I reached out to her about it. She was actually a little reluctant. And I had to just let her know what came with being on this team. Like, for one, she's on Instagram Live, which is cool, but it's limited. Because if I'm on Instagram watching the live and somebody texts me and I got to respond, it's going to close Instagram. Or if I need to do anything, I want to look on Amazon to buy something, it's going to close your Instagram. But my feed is coming through, when we go live, it's coming through YouTube and Facebook. So therefore, if you on one of those platforms, you can still navigate through your phone and take care of the business. That was one plus. And then just the part that we had numbers. Our numbers are already up. And then the platform, there's more options. You on Facebook, it's more accessible. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not on Instagram, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So if you're not on Instagram, everybody has YouTube on your phone. It comes with your phone. You know what I mean? So I just feel that was just giving her more opportunity, and it helped us grow because she got a quality show to add to it. So, and then once we talked about it, and like, you know, we got promotion, we got graphics. What comes with us is we all self-contained. We do video editing, we do graphic design. So any flyers or, you know, any promo tools that you need, t-shirts, merch, we all do this in-house. So it's good to be a part of a team. And then she was out there by herself.
That makes sense.
So that's always was a plus. And then once we got to that, and then she got her first show done, she interviewed Tiff. And then the second show, she just interviewed a lady in Sweden, which we did this morning.
I thought that was really dope. I haven't listened to it yet, but the fact that Real-ish Radio is now in Sweden, that conversation has happened. I think that's pretty dope. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Sixth show, I just forgot about. Tiff's doing her Be Well Friends podcast about eating healthy lifestyles and stuff like that. That's coming real soon. So we growing. We're growing.
So even now that you have the app, are you still streaming on Spotify, Apple?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The audio is always going to be on all the streaming platforms, because my thing is, even if you don't want the app on your phone, I still want you to have access. So if we all of them won't have video, but majority of them will, they all will be on Facebook, YouTube, Real-ish Radio. But the audio will be on all DSPs, all the digital streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, wherever you find podcasts. And also the audio will be on my app. So if you got the Real-ish Radio app, it's right there on your phone. You got audio, you can buy merch, and you can watch videos straight from the application on your phone.
See, I have the app, so I didn't even know we were still on Spotify. I was getting the notifications once upon a time, and then I think when I switched over to Apple Music, I think I deleted Spotify because I'm always trying to make space on my phone.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, you just taught me something new. I didn't know what DSP is. You're always teaching me something new.
Yeah.
If someone was trying to start up in this industry, the podcast industry, what's your advice for them?
My advice is just to start.
Just to start.
Yeah, because what a lot of people, I think, just my personal opinion, they get, like, even you today, you want everything to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, especially not starting out. You know what I mean? When I went to a podcast convention last year called Podfest, and the creator of it had a book, and the book was titled Start Ugly. You know what I'm saying? Just start, because the hardest part of anything is starting it. Whether it's working out, changing your eating habits, anything, it's to start it.
I agree. Yeah. I had that with my blog. When I started writing with my blog, I'm like, I just had to start somewhere. I didn't know where to start, but this was the start. And I actually down myself because I felt like I haven't done enough to build what I have, I guess. I have a lot of gifts that I feel like I'm not maximizing them. But I've realized, because I was thinking about all the stuff you done. I'm like, I did try with my blog, and I can't say try. I still have it. I really have the desire to still write, and ideally, in the long run, to have a book. I did the podcast. I've attempted it, and I haven't given up, because my brother said he ain't raised no failure, so he not let me stop. Sure. But I'm still getting the message out there, I guess. So would you recommend, because someone asked me this, she was like, when you did the Limitless thing, what really slowed you down, or what would you recommend? Would you recommend writing out your content beforehand, or just getting out there and doing it?
Well, it depends on the person. Everybody has a different way of doing different things. Like, just say for myself, right? I'm good at just freestyling. Even when I did music, I rarely wrote. So I'm good. I can talk in any platform. Some other people like structure. Like my wife, she's very detailed. Like, she wants a schedule on things. You know what I'm saying? I could be freelance. Okay, let's do this. Let's make it happen. She like to be planned out. So I think hers would be more structured, having all her stuff mapped out first. And so it depends on the individual. But my thing is a lot of people are just scared to start it. Once you start, then you tweak and adjust. That's in life. You pivot. Just like last year this time, right? Tomorrow will be the anniversary of me getting the COVID. March 14th is when I got sick last year, right? And everything shut down. Everybody know I'm first a photographer. So my peak season is from March to September. So I had to pivot. I had to readjust what I did to maintain through all this. It's been a year, you know what I mean? So that's just in any industry, just like the podcast. I mean, you got a tool. Honestly, you got a tool that you already pay a bill on. Your cell phone is a video camera. It's a studio. It's a microphone. It's everything.
It's right there in your hand that you can do this.
We literally, when I was in Florida doing podcasts, I was literally filming it with my phone. I had the phone on the tripod, and ran everything right there, audio, everything. You know what I mean? So it's just you don't have to have. I mean, it's good to get more stuff, more equipment for the upgrade your quality. But if you're just talking about starting, just go on that phone and talk.
I like that. Start ugly.
Yeah, get on the phone, call somebody you want to interview them. If you ain't got the technology, call them and record it. And that's a start. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're interested or you got something that people want to hear, it'll grow. And then look, one tell another one, and you just keep. And the key is consistency. Like that's one of the reasons we've been going live because my 2020 was so crazy. Whoever knew me personally, you know my life, it was all over the place with all this stuff that happened. So I was inconsistent on dropping shows. I do a show and I get in a slump and don't know how to feel for it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, now everything is kind of together now. Now we back rolling and situated. I'm like, I'm dropping every week. I'm being consistent. And I think that's the key, and it's steadily building. Like even that, like you might look at one of my episodes, you might not even see a bunch of likes. But half the people that didn't like it inboxed me.
They didn't like what? That you didn't.
They didn't click like or share.
Oh, they
share
clicked, but they were still.
But they listened. They watched it and commented privately.
Why do y'all do that? Can y'all tell us? Comment. Let us know.
I know why they do it. People don't want to give. Not everybody, but some people don't want to acknowledge people because they feel like somebody say they dick riding or you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it's crazy as it sounds, or they feel like. If we ever fall out, you could throw that in their face. Oh man, you was all commenting on my shit. You was blah 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 blah. But I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But that's the mentality of it. Because you like some people, you'll post something, you might get discouraged. Like, dang, ain't nobody like it. They liked it and they watched it. Because you might have 50 likes, but you check the algorithm and you got 2,000 views. And then you might get messages from people, or I know I do all the time. Get messages from people that didn't even like it or share it. But they telling me everything and what they liked about it. So clearly they watched the whole episode. So that just comes with the territory. That comes with the territory.
So that comes with being fearless and still doing what you have to do.
Yeah, because no
matter what.
Man, I never cared. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I cared about what everybody thought or said or didn't say. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident in what I'm doing, and the people that rock with me. And that's good enough for me. And I'm just going to keep building. Like, I get a lot of love from people I know, and I get a lot of love from people I've never even met before. So
is it passion that pushes you, or is it just your own self-will and desire?
That's a great one. Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Because my natural passion, my passion is completion or doing something that somebody else can't do. Like, being able to make something happen. Like a school may call me and need 50 shirts tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But by me being able to complete that, I get a kick out of that. You know what I mean? Or I be able to do stuff that other people can't do. Like I'm literally self-taught photographer. All this stuff we got, all this equipment you see, well, they can't see, but you see, this is all self-taught. You know what I mean? So I get a kick out of it. Even playing basketball, I never loved basketball. I was just good at it. So it was just a means to an end. Like, you know what I'm saying? I use it as far as I could use it, and I went on to something else, and I have no regrets from it. You know what I'm saying? I went to college for free, got degrees for free, traveled the world for free. You know what I mean? And I met people that I'm friends with till it's over with. So, but I think the really thing that gets me off is being able to make shit happen. And it's weird, but that's my thing. Like,
so is that passion, or is that just like an adrenaline rush?
It's both. I have a passion to be able to create, to be able to make things happen, and I get a rush out of the completion.
Okay.
Or being able to make something happen for myself or somebody else. You'll be surprised. Like, I don't be charging people like consultation fees like I probably should, but
I definitely know you done built some businesses.
Man.
You done definitely built some businesses.
A lot of them.
But I feel like so that's a gift for you. I feel like my gift is I'm the behind the scene encourager for people to just start and get it done. Yeah. Or outlining it for them to get it done.
Yeah.
I think that's a gift that we've been given just from how we were raised, maybe.
Yeah. I think it's a natural thing, man. It's just
we don't mind giving.
Yeah, and we don't mind seeing nobody else win.
There we go.
That's the big thing. A lot of people, like, you know, if you ever notice anybody, let's just say Kevin Hart for example, right? On the way up, we was championing him, Kevin Hart. Push, we loving him. Everything. Remember everybody, what was this little quote off the first thing everybody kept saying? But I can't remember right now. But my point is, everybody was pushing and loving. Then when he hit that top, motherfuckers trying to tear him right back down. You see what I'm saying? So they love you on the come up. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to their level and surpass them, that's when the hate start. And I never had that in me. If you win, I feel like one of us do good, we all do better. So if I helped you go and you win, I'm gonna salute that.
I take that as a win for me too.
Exactly. Like it'd be like
you ain't gotta give me nothing of what you did, but the fact that I know you did it.
Yeah. So like it'd be like a nigga I don't even like, but if you're doing your thing, I'm gonna salute you.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person. So, but a lot of people don't have that gratitude, or you know, it's self confidence because a lot of that is inner. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hurt me to salute you or celebrate you for winning. But other people, it hurt them because they look at it like, damn, we came from the same place and I didn't make it where you made it. So that's internally, it's a self-hatred that, like I tell somebody, I don't know, so I think I talked to my boy Jay Granberry, and I was like, if a nigga dislike me, they dislike themselves, because it ain't me.
And it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your own personal battle. I say that about people all the time, like, you got your own personal battle. That's something you going on with you, so at the end of the day, I mean, I want people to win, especially my people, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want people to win, and I be trying to help as much as I can, if I can. And if I see you serious, then I pour into you, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, I don't do it for credit, I do it because I like to do it, but I can make a list. Yeah, and start to the finish to help you do this. And a lot of people acknowledge it and, be grateful for it, but just let it know. And my hands done touched a lot of people's businesses or just game. It's information, because information is key in our community. We don't share. So if I can tell you something that saved you, I might have saved you some thousands of dollars. No, don't go this way, go that way. You definitely saved a lot of people some money.
That's simple. If I bump my head, I'm gonna tell you to duck. That's just how I was raised.
I like that one. If I bump my head, I'm gonna tell you to duck.
Yeah.
We're gonna write that down. Put that somewhere.
I've been saying that for years.
Put that on the shirt.
It's quoted. They know where that one came from.
That's a good one right there. Okay, so we got Real Ish Radio. What else? You got the photography. What else do you have going on?
Well, we also do custom stuff. We do clothing, Legacy Clothing. Legacy 1980 Clothing is my clothing line. But we also do stuff for everybody else. And then I do sublimation. Little gifts like coasters, tumblers, mugs, t-shirts,
puzzles,
hats, puzzles. Yeah, I do puzzles for the kids. Oh yeah, and I got that pillowcase for you too. You can take that with you. The one with me, you and Rico with the sequence on it.
Oh, where I see that?
It's in the garage. It's in the lab. Yeah,
thanks.
But that one I ain't got to ship it. I was like, what? I was gonna send out. Like, it should be down here. Yeah,
thanks.
But no, that's a little bit of everything we do. But what I'm trying to do is trying to transition into this podcast thing for real. Like the photography is great, but the older I get, I'm not gonna want to be on my feet for 12 hours at a wedding. So the next few years, I'm gonna be skimming down how many weddings I do a year. You know what I mean? So these next couple of years, y'all better get me while I'm in the mood.
I kind of got sad.
Nah, I mean it's I'm gonna always do it. I'm not just gonna do it in that volume.
I get what you're saying, but it's just kind of like you're a gift. You're a real gift. Like
I try.
You do a lot of.
I sure took care of your wedding. Sheesh. I remember, I had came into a couple dollars, right? I'm like, I'm gonna look out for my siblings. I was like, man, I ain't fucking with Chris. Chris has been well taken care of after this wedding.
My brother gave me away, and he said he was done with me after that.
I was like, no, she gonna miss this blessing.
Oh, well, thank you. It was beautiful. Not a minute of it was, from beginning to end, you roll with me. From beginning to end, awesome.
I remember it's so funny, a girl that was coming in our office when I had my office in E-Course, and she said, why you take so many pictures of KP daughter? I said, nigga, that's my niece. So that's your sister? I said, yeah. She's like, oh, I was wondering, because I look, every time I'm on Facebook, y'all doing photo shoots. And I can't wait till Emery get old enough so she can see how you neglected her. But that's
no. Emery was born she was born. I don't know what happened. And then a pandemic happened. And then we just had a lot happen, right?
Nah, I think that's a lie.
That's a lie?
Because she's about to be 2, right?
It ain't gonna work.
She was born a year before the pandemic.
Okay, so you're taking our pictures while we here? You want me to go dress her up? She was cute yesterday. I actually brought all of our matching outfits so we can
It's like you trying to set me up. That's like a setup to me.
I was supposed to schedule and make an appointment with you. But I was like, I'm going to just take them just in case. When we first got here, you did say family photos. You said with mama and her kids. So I was going to throw me and my kids in there.
Well, I tell you.
We are focused. See, the simple thing is coming.
All my life I had to.
No, I was just telling y'all this morning. Okay, so me and my brothers are 10 years apart.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that we are siblings because of the age gap. Or you just know that's Rodney's little sister, Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what you know. But I've never had that moment where I I might have disliked them for a minute. No, I don't really ever remember a time where I really disliked y'all, though. You think of a time that I didn't like y'all?
I mean, if you did, I didn't care because you probably disliked us for something that we thought was right for you.
Yeah, but I still don't feel like I've ever had a moment where I had to dislike it. I understood what y'all were doing. I think I was also too scared to... That's
your best bet.
Yeah, like, you got 2 older brothers. They kind of, I ain't gonna say that. They crazy, right? And this one just big, right? And the other one, he used to put me in headlocks. Like, he told me last night that I slammed the door too hard. And I was like, you remember you put me in a headlock when I was 7, and ever since then I've been strong. That's exactly what I said. But I love my brothers. I've never had that. But we lost focus again. We supposed to be talking about the business.
Well, we can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? We all over the place.
But I want to learn more about the business and starting up and...
Okay, what you want to know? Let's go.
What I want to know. What do I want to know? Can you read my mind and tell me what kind of business I'm supposed to have and what I should be doing in my life? Tell me my life.
Is there anything that you're passionate about? See, that's the thing about business, right? Sometimes you get in it because you see it's something that's lucrative, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes that works, but the majority of it, if it ain't something you like to do, and the money is a great motivator for sure, but you give your all when it's something that you would do for free. Like, I would do podcasting for free. Like, I like to talk. I like to shoot the shit. I like to give information. I like to talk real shit. I like to joke around. So, to me, even though this is a job and a business, it doesn't feel like it. Like, even with photography, when the first probably 5-6 years, it was fun. Then it turned into a business. Like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I still have fun with it, but my fun happens when I get there. Like, the lead up, the day of an event, I don't want to do that shit. Then when I get there, it cuts on. Like, I get back in my mode. So it's got to be something that you like doing. And I like the satisfaction of photography when people get their pictures from me. Okay. And they love them and they be happy. You know how many brides done cried after they watched the video or saw their pictures? You know what I'm saying? That gets me all. Like, I like that part of it. So I think that's a passion thing. And then, like I say, as far as podcasting, I like to talk. Shit, I run with the mouth. That's what I do. And then as far as clothing line, I'm like, for one, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'7", so I didn't ever have, like, say, after a certain age, you know, like you and your friends want to buy matching outfits. It was hard because I was always taller than everybody. So I always wanted to have something that was dope in my size. So that was one of the motivations, because, you know, I had a clothing line before, me and Dre, called Andre Leon. And then once that dissolved, by me being a graphic designer and making shirts, I was actually producing other people's clothing lines. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start my own shit again. So that's when I was throwing around names. I'm like, lifestyle, this, that, and the third. And me and my daughter sit in the office, and this is like, you know, the universe coming together. I didn't even want to play the music, but somehow the 444 album started playing. And it was like, Daddy, what's a wheel? And it was like legacy, black excellence. I was like, there it go. I'm like, legacy gonna be the name of my clothing line. And I looked it up. It was like a legacy. Fit had a clothing line, so I made it Legacy 1980, which is the year I was born, which is the year my legacy started. Wow. So every business I ever been into that's legal, it's because I had a passion for it. You know what I'm saying? It's something, and it's something personal. Like I said, the clothing was because big guys, it's hard for us, like now it's getting better, but you just have to have a big file, and then when you get a bigger size, you go wider instead of longer. You know what I'm saying? Then it'd be like some shit you see an old dude wearing. You know what I'm saying? Then we gotta have something with some style to it. You know what I mean? So I like wearing custom. Like every time you see me, I have on at least a shirt of my brand or another black-owned business. Like this is Black Panther jersey. This is under the Legacy brand. We did a Wakanda Forever jerseys. Or you'll see with a Legacy t-shirt. Or I might wear I'm rooting for everybody from Detroit, which is my homegirl Trey. That's her line. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to, if it ain't mine, it's gonna be a black owned line. But majority of the time, 80 to 90% is gonna be Legacy that I wear. Like even the hat, like this is my cartoon character on a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like this is everything I wear is representative, and even the mask I wear. I got Legacy mask with my cartoon character on it. And for one, it's me being me, representing my brand, but it's also you can't pay for this type of advertisement. I'm 6'7", 317 pounds. So when you see me, you're gonna look at me. So now I got on. What's that? You know how many times I got that today? Today we went to the store and I had on a hoodie. I support Realist Radio. And the lady said, "What's that?" I said, "What's a podcast?" She's like, "I love podcasts." Boom, gave her a card. Now we got a new potential fan for free. I didn't pay nobody to advertise. I didn't buy any flyers. I'm a walking billboard. So I just like always represent me and what I do while I'm out and about, and it works.
I used to tell people that in the college you are a brand. Now to put it on yourself as a billboard is that's brilliant.
Yeah, so that's how I use it.
So the key to starting a business is finding something you're passionate about, pretty much, and having a fun time with it.
I think that'll make it easier. Now, if it's something that you see that there's money in and you just want to get to that bag, and you can do it too, but it's easier when you like doing it. You just think about it, you might have a great job that pays a lot of money, but you might be like, fuck this job every time you wake up, or I don't want to go in today because it ain't passion, it's not fueling you. But some people have jobs that they love to go to and love to do. See what I'm saying? So that works for you. But in that same essence, if you was at a job you didn't like, you wouldn't give it 100%.
This is true.
But see, you like your job, so now you're going to do more. You're going to be more than what you're supposed to do.
I feel like I used to be that way. I feel like now I'm just...
Well, you might be losing your motivation for that. It might be time to move on. Because when you get to that point, it might be time to do something different.
I think I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what's my different.
You young, man, so you got time to do it. I mean, shit, I'm 40 and I'm still adding stuff to the belt, so
this is true.
You have time, just be in a position and...
All right. So what are 3 tips that you have for someone who is looking to start a business or go into entrepreneurship?
3 tips. 1, I would say research.
Okay.
Research the business that you're trying to start. 2, seek to try to get finances or be able to stack to get yourself in a position so when it comes, because especially when you're starting off, you're gonna spend a lot before you start making. So stack up some money while you research, so that way you got a cushion. And I would say 3 is just be consistent in what you're doing. Be consistent and be able to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And I think that those things will help you get started. And then of course there's gonna be more that comes to it once you start growing. But I think those 3: researching, making sure you have some type of capital, and just being able to communicate and be consistent in what you're doing.
Do you think mentorship is important?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Mentorship is good because if somebody's already in that business, they can help you, but it may not be people in your business that you can reach out to get mentored. So therefore, or you can get somebody that can teach you so much, because I had this before. I had people in the photography game giving me tips and stuff. And then as I start to surpass them in popularity, they just acting funny, it change, or I'll call, hey, you got to blah, blah, oh yeah, look, and then spin me, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So you got to look out for that too. Now, if you get a genuine good mentor, I think that's dope. But I think at the end of the day, you can't rely on nobody but yourself. So even if you have a mentor, you still got to put in the work, do the research, and learn. Because you never can stop learning. Like, I've been in the business of this stuff for a long time, and I'm still learning new stuff. Because as technology changes, as people change, as way to create, a way to make money, or a way to monetize, or all this stuff is always evolving. So you got to be up on it, because you can actually have a mentor, and they might not be hip to the new way. Like, I remember I had a podcast with my Uncle Kenny, and he had somebody tell him, oh yeah, you should do this, and y'all supposed to do it this way. But he talked to somebody that used to have a podcast. So if you used to have a podcast, that means your podcast failed or you quit. So I can't even respect your advice, be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? So it's just things like that. So you got to be on top of you. At the end of the day, you got to make sure your shit is straight, because no matter what, your name is on this. Like, I got all these shows on the network. Something go wrong, or somebody say something that's not PC, which I don't filter anybody. You don't stand on what you say. But at the end of the day, it comes back to me.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for your company and keep your shit tight. You know, mentors is cool. Like, I done mentor people and put them up on game. And hopefully, you know, the information I gave them and stuff is putting them in a different position, and hope they paid it forward and help somebody else out. But self-preservation, you got to make sure you straight. You know, when you're on the airplane, what they say, that motherfucker oxygen mask fall, secure yours first before you help somebody else. And that's something that you should live in life. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like your kid, you always sacrifice yourself for your kid. But in any other aspect of life, you got to make sure you straight, then you work on everybody, anything else.
I like that. I like that thinking. I like that thinking. That independent thinking and taking care of yourself. And what did you say? Not self-preservation, but it was more so, I can't even think it. I'm standing on your word. I'm like, I can't remember exactly what you said, but it really... They're going to hear. They rewind it. We're going to rewind it?
Just rewind it.
Okay, because I'm like, that was like really good. Mentorship. We got the 3 tips. We got how passion plays into this. Okay, so tell us the truth about entrepreneurship. Has it always been smooth sailing?
Hell no. No, because I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, you know what I'm saying? And some things can fall on your client, some things can fall on you, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to accept that. You got to be able to try to fix the problems that you have. Like, I didn't have to give refunds or this, that, and the third, because situations didn't work right, because at the end of the day, you got to save face for your company. And, you know, you're going to hit pitfalls. Like I say, financially, there's going to be some stuff that you might not, because you got to think about, one thing about black businesses, it's hard for us to get startup capital. We can't just go to the banks, and most of our families ain't got thousands of dollars to donate or angel invest into our businesses. So we doing it with the check that we making from somewhere else. So, it's never going to be smooth especially at the beginning. That's your worst part of it because you're building. So you taking losses on spending money. You might over inventory on one thing. You might buy some equipment that where you could have bought something that's a little cheaper that could have got you the same outcome. So you're going to have growing pains and just a learning curve because you're throwing yourself out there in a business that you've never been in before. And if you didn't work in that industry or know the ins and outs of it, because even if you work in the industry, you don't see what the CEO sees. Mm-hmm. You don't know about the supply and demand. Okay, like even say the t-shirt business, right? At first, I'll run about 50 shirts, but then you get stuck with all these mediums. That's money sitting there not making nothing. Now you got a wholesale at a low price just to break even. So then I switched it up and I went to pre-orders. So that way I may buy a few extras just to have on deck, but everything that's in stock is paid for and accounted for. You know what I mean? And that's just something that I learned. Like, man, I got 20 extra larges or 20 smalls, because usually bigger sizes go 20 smalls sitting there at $20 a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Not $400, whatever. That's not a lot of money in the big scheme of thing. But when you starting off, $400 is a lot of money. Because that can get you to your next flip or whatever you're doing. So just learning little tips like that, man. Just knowing, like, just for instance, these microphones. We started off with one, then we got the second one, then we got that third one. You know what I'm saying? I could have went out and spent $500 on this one nice mic. But that's what are my guests going to talk on? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, let me do my research and see what's a good quality mic in a better price point. So now we got some mics that $100 a piece. Now I got 3 mics. Now $300, we got 3 guests. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of wasting 2 extra $100 and having 1 mic. So just learning stuff like that, even with our lighting, you know what I mean? Like, you can go buy these super expensive lights. These lights was like $250 for the set, and it gets the job done. You know what I mean? So it's just knowing, researching, because it ain't all about like spending the most money. You get caught up in, it costs more, it's to be better. No, sometimes you're just paying for a plain t-shirt costs you $3, right? Once a logo go on it, it's $20 and up. It's still the same t-shirt. Wow. And it's the same thing with a lot of equipment. Like this mic, if it had a Gucci logo on it, it'd probably be $1,000.
But it's the same mic.
Same mic.
Same mic. I agree.
So you got to do the research and see what you're getting.
Oh, wow. But we look at a lot of things like that. And do you think that, off topic, affects how money is spent in the Black culture or Black community?
Oh, yeah. We show me culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was big on designer brands because I'm always was taught that it ain't on you, it's in you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it ain't what you wear. Like, even with, say, photography, right? I mean, when I first started, I had a basic camera. It'll be people in the audience or in the wedding or with a better camera than me.
But they wouldn't get the same shot that you got.
It's not the gun, it's the shooter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So people got to realize that. And I never was in the big brand names. Like, I had stuff with name brands, but like, it's me. You got on a Gucci this, Gucci that. But most people that got that ain't got shit else. You wearing everything you got. You know what I mean? And so, in the instance of that, like, man, you put me in some jeans and a t-shirt, I'm still gonna be that nigga. And that's how I feel. And I always felt like that. I've been confident in myself. Like, niggas don't even wear jerseys no more. I got on a basketball jersey. Because it's me. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. So, do you ever feel like you've reached a peak in entrepreneurship?
Nah. I think you can hit peaks, but never reach the peak.
Okay.
If you reach a peak,
then where you go from there?
Exactly. So it's always more to get. Whether it's more viewership, it's more money. It's always more. It's you can get to a point where you're comfortable, which is a good thing because you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be struggling. We grew up on the struggle, man. Like I always think about, like, you know, all the hours my mom used to work and all that. Like,
you know, your mama's my mama, right?
Yeah,
you said your
it was my mama first though.
But it's my mama's too.
You was an add-on.
All right, keep going. I just want you to know that it's our mama. It's our mama.
You know how you get an outfit, then you might get like a hat to match.
You an add-on.
You an add-on.
I'm an accessory.
Yeah, you're the part of the original game, but you know we let you hang out or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But that's just some real stuff though. That's just how I look at all that.
You call me an accessory.
Yeah, you came later, but just knowing that, like, you build up to be in a different position. You know, like, just say for instance, in the business that we're in, like, just say photography from it. You know, so you might get one phone call, and that deposit may be what somebody got to go to work all week for. So you know what I'm saying? You putting yourself in a position where you can control your income, you can control your lifestyle. You can like just say like I like to travel. Like that's my vice. Like, I'm not a party person, but I like to go out of town. I never got to call nobody to get days off. All I have to do is go to my phone and block off my schedule that I don't want to work this week or these 3 days or whatever. So I just like the luxury of that. And like my daughter never been to daycare. You know what I'm saying? I got the luxury of always being able to drop her off and pick her up from school. You know what I'm saying? So being an entrepreneur, even those are not monetary things, but it's things that I like. You know what I'm saying?
That's what keeps you going.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So
that's what keeps me going to work.
Yeah, and then you got to think about like it ain't all good, but it ain't all bad. The pros definitely outweigh the cons because I may go 2 straight weeks and don't make $1, and somebody got a job and get that check every week. So you know what I'm saying? It's you got to be able to have that balancing act, and then it's all about your team too because you're in a position to just make things happen, and you got the people around you. You got a good team.
What makes a good team?
Support and understand it.
Okay.
Because if you got a spouse or a significant other or the motherfucker you fucking whatever you want to call them, and if they not supporting or a part of pushing you forward, then it's not gonna work. Because I gotta fight in the street and fight at home. It ain't gonna work. Because this life of an entrepreneur, like I said, it ain't sweet. We at a point now that it's good. But shit, you gotta be comfortable with a DTE bill with that red line at the top, knowing that you got a week or 2 to make it happen before they try and come clip it. Even though the money gonna come, but it's gonna come when it's gonna come, and then it may come in lumps. So you gotta manage it out. You know what I mean? So it takes a good person behind you to get to this point, to get into that point when you're in the business, because everybody don't understand it, and there's some people that wasn't raised that way, so they gotta adapt to learn to that. But once you get that, like once my wife got comfortable with me being this full-fledged, I took off. Once that teamwork got to where it's at, I took off.
Awesome.
It got better and easier. You know what I'm saying? Very easier than it just grow for that. Now we in the process of launching her business. It was already launched now, you know what I'm saying? And it's growing. She did a speaking engagement for the Zetas, and she's doing other stuff. It's crazy.
She's been doing a few things.
Yeah. So, but it's all about being able to play them positions. Like I can be the behind the scenes position to push it because for one, creatively, you got all the tools for free. You got videography, you got photography, you got a graphic designer, web designer. You ain't got to pay for none of that. So so now you get play off each other. I have my back on this end, I got your back on this. You know what I'm saying? So being able to carry the other's weight and then the way to be gone.
That's a long-term goal. So like let this do the work now so that we can relax later.
It's a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be times when she up and I'm down. I'm up, she down. But if we balance each other off, we never down.
Okay.
It's like if your team's straight. Like say if 3 of us, right? I got 50,000, you got 0, and she got 0, right? I'm the only one in power, right? As far as financially. But if I got 50, you got 50, she got 50, right? Say she get hit up, whatever. She's done. But she can get 10 from me, 10 from you, and build it back up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So just and that can be within friendships, in a business circle, or in a relationship. If y'all can balance each other off with, mentally, physically, financially, all those things can work intertwining together. You, like I say, like right now, after all these years, and like I say, house caught on fire, all this crazy stuff we done been through. Right now, we at an ease. You know what I'm saying? So we at a point, business-wise, where she still works, but she has a business that hopefully within the next 6 months to a year, if she wants to or has to, she can transition completely out of the job. Or you can do both. You can get that salary here and kill them with the side hustle. You know what I'm saying? So everything is individual to each person, depending on what they want and what their goals of what they're trying to get. But it's a balancing act.
You definitely have my mind going. You definitely got me thinking. So thank you for letting me pick your brain.
You're welcome. I'll send you an invoice.
Wait a minute. Thank you for creating a platform for us to use our voice and share the knowledge with the people.
Hey man, I'm really on some Tyler Perry shit, low key though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he ain't going without me.
In the podcast network, like I'm saying, like the crazy part about this though, I keep saying it because it's just I've been on a lot of stuff before a lot of people either didn't have the capital to push it how I wanted to or just didn't make it happen. But like QR codes, I was doing them almost 10 years ago. Going live. I used to use a website called Quick. I was going live before Facebook or Instagram even had that live option. I live streamed some of our rap shows before. You know what I'm saying? So I was on a lot of these things early. And as far as the podcast network, it was 2019 when I wanted a whole network. Now Joe Budden it dropped the network called the Joe Budden Podcast Network. Charlamagne the Guy got one. It's called The Black Effect. And he got 85 South. He got a bunch of other shows under that umbrella.
Wow.
And I just talked to my boy Ian. His wife Jamel Hill is dropping she already has a podcast.
She's on a network now?
The Unbothered Network. So if I was thinking this 2 years ago, and motherfuckers is doing it, I had my, you know what I'm saying? So I was in the right.
So what? Okay, before we cut, I was about to wrap it up. So what stopped you? You just said capital.
Well, it depends. On certain things, it was capital.
Okay.
As far as the podcast network, nothing stopped me. It was growing. It's a process. And then, of course, COVID slowed it down. But yeah, because going from 19 to 2020 and that. But yeah. Okay.
Last question. So, do you think that COVID shifted the dynamic of what podcasts look like right now?
100%. It took it to the next level.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a gift and a curse in a lot of things, right? So COVID launched a bunch of entrepreneurs, and by us sitting at home with nothing to do, I think it piqued the interest of podcasts because everybody it's an oversaturated market right now. But if you're good or you talk about stuff people want to hear, they will find you or you can get it to them. But I think it took the podcast to the next level because what we got to do, so we watching more YouTube videos, we listening to more podcasts, and more businesses is being created.
Retaining more information and creating what we really want.
You know how many entrepreneurs, you know how many LLCs I set up this year? It's crazy. And so it's just a point of, like I say, you think about the pain and the death of all that. That's the bad. I wish that never happened. But a lot of good came out of it as well. And then I think it helped a lot of relationships or showed a lot of relationships where y'all stand at because having to be in the same space for months on end without going anywhere, that's a make or break situation.
I would say it was a lot of making or breaking.
Yeah, you can even get closer or get further apart. You know what I mean? So I think COVID had some positives. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all negative. You know what I mean? So I took it for what it's worth and, you know what I'm saying, transition to, you know, building a network. Like I said, we got 6 shows and growing. I mean, I'm in a whole different state right now. Got to fly cross country maybe 10 times this year for weddings. And I just think being in that position it's dope.
It is. I mean?
Like I'm flying to Michigan maybe 6 times for weddings. I'm flying to Florida, waiting to hear back on this Jamaica wedding, and then the podcast network is going to be still going because by the power of the internet, I can run it from anywhere. So even if I'm on the road working or whatever, I can still get it in. So
and just now the virtual interviews in comparison to we would slow down like we need to meet with each other. No, we can just hop on a computer right now and do it.
Shouts out to StreamYard.
I love it. I'm like I think it definitely changed the dynamic of it. I just wanted your perspective on it. Yeah. But thank you. You've inspired me. I hope you've inspired those who are listening. You definitely have my mind. My wheels are turning, so I got some things to make happen.
Yeah.
We enjoyed you. We love you. Salute to you. Thank you all for listening. You can follow the big man where?
At Prophecy 313 and at Real Ish Radio and realishradioapp.com. Download my app. Trust me, you'll like it, man. It's great content. We got something for everybody. And check out the website, realishradio.com. And you want to connect, contact us, email us, anything. You know, we here, we moving, we building, we growing. Realish Radio, it's a movement.
You can follow me on Instagram at Simply Chris, SimpliiKris. Until next time, be great, do great, and be amazing.
Kind of foul.